Hey everybody, and welcome to our Big Brother 18 Week 4 recap show with, oh my god, just get ready. I'm even gonna wait. I'm not even gonna say it now. What I will say first is, if you guys don't have the live feeds, get them from us, yourrealityrecaps.com/feeds. Of course, you know the best way to support our shows is to become a patron, yourrealityrecaps.com/patron. Patron-only shows, prize giveaways every week, access to the patron-only Facebook group, and Christine is gonna be guesting on with us this week for our patron-only show. 24/7 live feed updates over on Twitter at BB18 feed updates. And of course, you can watch all these shows back at yourrealityrecaps.com/BB18. Now, the moment you've all been waiting for. It's Miss Cleo.
What's up?
How have you been?
I've been good. How are you?
Great. It's Big Brother season. How could we not be great on Big Brother season? Everybody is so nice on Twitter. It's Big Brother season.
You know what you and I are like? We're like the Real Housewives of Big Brother Twitter. We're like best frenemies.
Can we get a paycheck for that?
Well, you're the one with like the partner account, aren't you?
Oh, let me let you in on the world of YouNow. People have figured out how to hack it.
Okay.
So to raise levels, they give you a ton of bars, but they're not real and you don't get any money for them. But they get to raise levels. It's a fun YouNow world. And now YouNow charges to watch playbacks.
I heard that. That's fucking ridiculous to pay to watch a recap. Whatever.
Well, don't worry, because all these shows we are archiving on our website. But now, let me ask you this, Cleo. Are you going to be doing more YouNow shows?
Probably not, but
no? Maybe
for special occasions, or I don't know. I'm not feeling it right now. But,
okay, well, then,
unless there's something like I have to be motivated to talk shit about something, and so far this season isn't giving me enough fodder for a good broadcast. Just my opinion.
Okay, well then, thanks for ruining my prize giveaway. But here's what I'm gonna do for this show, and I didn't tell you this beforehand. Now I'm gonna do it on Monday. So if you guys are watching this back later or whatever, Miss Cleo's YouNow account is MissCleoBB 817. MissCleoBB. The link will be below the show, and it's right here. So MissCleoBB.
Thanks for the plug.
Yes, MissCleoBB.
You're all like Victor at the eviction speech. You're all like plugging your social media. I love it.
I'm trying to plug yours. So here's what I'm going to say. Everybody that is a Cleo fan, so everybody that follows Cleo on YouNow, I will on Monday pick, let's do 2 prize giveaways from everyone that's following Cleo on YouNow on Monday, the 16th, 17th, 18th. Boop, prize giveaway for this show. So now,
let's talk about Big Brother.
Let's talk about Big Brother and the week. Okay, here's what we're going to do. Look, we're not stupid. We all know you want to know what Cleo thinks of everything this season, but you're also aware we have to recap the week. So let's see how quickly we can do this, Cleo.
Yeah.
Okay. So what happened? Got it. Bridget, she won HOH. This idiot. What do you think about her?
She is so boring, and let's give Tiffany props for calling her
right. Go ahead.
A Cabbage Patch Kid, she's just so vanilla, so boring, so bland. I couldn't think of a more boring person to be on the show this season, and yeah, I'm done with her. I'm waiting for her to exit, and yeah, I really don't care about her.
Whose voice is more annoying, hers or Bronte's?
Bronte!
Really? I find her voice so much more great.
Okay. So it's almost at Bronte levels of annoying when she's talking during nomination ceremonies. Like, it's nothing personal. This is just a game room. And fuck you. Shut the fuck up. I really don't want to hear it, Bridget. No, I don't want to give her the respect of calling her by her real name. She's Dora. Dora.
Oh,
Dora the Explorer.
No, I disagree. I have named her VH1 because
that is an obscure reference. I saw you tweet something about that. I don't get it.
Okay, well, allow me to explain. Okay. She looks like the extra in every 80s video that has ever been on pop-up video on VH1. Like, I legitimately hear Take On Me playing when she wears her stupid jean jacket and rolls around on walls all the time.
But a lot of the fans weren't alive when VH1 and MTV played music. That's what's sad. But we're kind of old, Eric.
Let me ask you. Oh my God, we're gonna get so sidetracked on this. Look, just everyone.
Who cares? Does anybody care?
No.
Look at the chat room. I bet no one gives a fuck.
Nobody does care.
Talk shit.
Do you like this season? I feel very out of this. Is the first season I felt like, am I getting too old for this game? Like, to enjoy this game.
I feel like it's too early to cast that sort of generalization on the season because, first of all, it's terrible. However, I feel like I'm getting a lot of flashbacks to season 13, 14, seasons where they've got a mix of older players and fresh recruits, and on those seasons, it just isn't that interesting until they get rid of the fodder, and then it starts picking up. I feel like things are being set up right now to get really messy and really fun, but it probably won't happen until August. Let's just be real. They have to get rid of they have to cut some of the fat to get like a good meaty show, and I think we're just not there yet. So I'm trying to be optimistic, but yeah,
it is. I feel XOXO Feedsters in the chat room is saying it seems to be picking up this week. I agree. It's finally picking up this week. Ed.
Can I just say, were you not thoroughly entertained by Thursday's episode?
The second half, because the first half was like they can't fill episodes.
No,
anymore.
Of course, but like waiting to see if that blindside was going to happen.
Right.
Boom. Waiting to see who won HOH. I was legit nervous. I was excited. I was really, really into the episode.
Yeah. I think it was the first time we didn't know what was going to happen all season. So I definitely love that moment. I love Tiffany's speech. I wanted her to just put those words together quicker, but
or be coherent. I didn't know what the fuck she was talking about, to be honest. It was just hilarious that she was on a tear. Like she was like, the path was like all over here, but you knew that she was going for Frank. She was gonna end up calling out Frank, and she did. It was a little long, but it was satisfying.
And, it was. I liked Frank's face during it. Frank was kind of like he was figuring it out as we were going along. Yeah. It was.
Aren't you fancy with the multimedia displays like in the background? Fancy.
We would normally be doing video, but YouNow breaks when we do video. So, yeah, I did like it. I'm going to save it. I'm going to save those thoughts because I think it'll be a good segue. Okay. My favorite part from this week, which I believe, if I'm not mistaken, didn't even actually happen this week on the show, but it was Nicole choking on water.
And I have that saved as a GIF for like, it's the perfect reaction thing to use on tweets. I love it. Greater
or less than Alyssa spitting out the water?
Alyssa's spitting out water is iconic, and it will not get to that level, but appreciate the effort this season.
we appreciate you choking, Nicole. Yeah, Did you choke a little bit more, Nicole? What about Roadkill? And I don't mean just Roadkill for this week, which, let me get this over with. Spoiler alert, or not really. Frank won. What are your thoughts on Roadkill, Cleo?
I like the Roadkill twist, but let's just be real. I like it because it's benefited my faves, and it's helped what I want to see happen. It reminds me very much of the MVP twist from season 15, where, it's just, I find it hilarious that someone like Bridget can dominate, she won HOH,
right.
She won veto, and yet her best friend still went home this week. Like, that's hilarious. But I would have been really upset with this twist if one of my favorite players were knocked out as a result of it. Does that make sense?
That makes sense, and I can't wait till we get to your favorite players. Better or worse than Battle of the Block?
Better, infinitely better. Anything is better. Hemorrhoids are better than Battle of the Block.
I don't know about that, and I'm an expert. Long story. I can get away with doing this because Cleo's on the show. I thought the most tragic fallout from the Roadkill comp this week was when Nicole and Frank hung themselves in the bathroom. That was just a random screen grab that I happened to get while they were doing their jump celebrating. And I was like, oh, I'll keep that.
Well, let's be real. A lot of these Roadkill challenges, it seems, I'm all about conspiracy theories and Grande intervention. I feel like so many of them were designed that play to Frank's strengths. And I've always, ever since season 14, I've always been suspicious that everything is done to protect Frank. Although his edit last week may have changed that, but I still feel like this is all engineered to protect the vets, especially Frank.
Well,
and sure enough, it has. The twist and the Roadkill has protected Frank.
Oh, 100%. And that's the week we're talking about, so I do want to get into it. Let's talk about this whole Frank slapping girls' asses, Frank saying things to the girls like, make my fucking food and wash my sheets, and Nicole laying on the floor being like, I'm Cinderella, I have to wash his sheets. Go ahead. What are your thoughts on it before I say mine?
He's a pig, and I never liked him in season 14. Don't like him now. And nothing's changed. And yeah, I don't know what more there is to say. He's an asshole.
I love him. No, I'm kidding. I normally disagree to not agree, but no, I agree. Couldn't stand him his season. I will give Nicole credit for, I heard her say on the feeds, and I thought this was brilliant. Frank has no clue how to play the game because he spent all of 14 on the block. So that's why he has no social skills.
Did you see that video clip? Someone tweeted it about Ian. This was from season 14, where Ian flat out told him by the jacuzzi, like, you're good at comps, but your social game sucks. And it's still so on point. And, I was reading I did a search of my Twitter handle and the word Frank with the hashtag BB14 to see what I thought about Frank back then. And it's funny how it's still so much the same. Like, he was a douche. I recall, I tweeted a lot about him being a douche. And there was a time period in August where I actually started rooting for him because he was the underdog.
Uh-huh.
But then it was back to okay, you're getting evicted, back when he was in his carrot suit and made the dumbest move when he tried to align with Dan, and he was so stupid. And it's just nothing's changed.
I don't remember much about him that season other than he was always up. Wasn't he very anti-Britney, which I hated? He was, because he was on Dan's team, right?
Maybe. I don't
on Boogie's team.
I'm not sure. I just remember he was very full of himself and always buddy, tight with Boogie. Didn't bother socializing with the rest of the house. And then when Boogie got blindsided, he was left alone. He suddenly became the underdog because he was always put on the block and beasting his way through competitions and getting himself off the block, which, you got to respect to a degree. But if he were a better game player, he wouldn't be in that position to begin with. And I'll also say this, it's not even game related, but I've gone to a couple of these Big Brother cast parties, the day after the finale. And I remember season 14, I went to the party. I think you were there too. right?
Nope. Oh my God. Yes, I was.
There.
Yeah.
I took pictures and you were in one of my pictures. So he was there. He got there late. Do you remember? Did you meet him?
Yeah.
He was such a dick at that party. Like he was like one of those people that hung out in the VIP area, did not want to like associate with the common folk. And everybody and I just remember him being really full of himself. And yeah.
It's all coming back to me now. I was at Super Pass for that season. Correct. I don't care anymore. Chelsea didn't want me in the VIP section.
Well, I didn't get to go in the VIP section. I just remember, and there's nothing. Oh, it's so. I get douche chills just thinking about like sitting and staring at Big Brother players in the VIP section. Like, honey, you're a reality TV show contestant. You're not a VIP. Could we stop with the charade and whatever? It's just so annoying. So annoying.
God, that brought back tons of memories. I totally forgot that I was there. And Brittany didn't show up. It's all coming back to me now. I
just remember Ian was there, and Ian and Dan, they at least met with the fans.
Right.
They eventually retreated to the VIP area, but at least they were like social.
Right.
That's where I met Dan. That's where I met Danielle. She didn't know who I was. I was like, "Hey, can we take a picture going like this?" With the blindside face. And there's a picture of us. And I'm like, it's fun. It's awesome.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh God. Danielle, I never want to ever have to say her name again. Didn't like her. No, didn't. Murphy.
Danielle Murphy.
Danielle.
She'll be back. She will be back.
Oh, not if the whatever fake disease she's pretending to have now takes her first. Outback Steakhouse was the prize. What the hell was this one? POV. POV comp was the memory comp from last season that Vanessa won. So we thought for sure Tiffany had this. I guess I probably should have also said that Bridget nominated Paul and Tiffany. Frank won that roadkill, like we said, and put up Bronte. Tiffany did not end up winning this POV comp. Bridget did. Did that floor you?
I was so over this comp watching. Like, first of all, can we talk about the fact that POV comp and this last HOH comp lasted like 3 rounds?
Mm-hmm.
Like, these players are so bad at competitions that it doesn't even make it exciting. Like, were you playing along with it as it was happening?
I have no short-term memory. I didn't even bother.
It wasn't that difficult, and it was just sorry. It was just really annoying to watch the competition, and I saw what the answer was, and it didn't seem that difficult to me. And these players just flopped so bad, and it was just not exciting. It's just not a very exciting competition.
They're not good at competitions. And I don't understand. Are you with me on this? Why does CBS, if we know, obviously they want money and they want to sell feeds, why do we not start the season with endurance comps to encourage people to buy the feeds? Am I missing something?
No, because I know this for a fact because Heath Lumen has even confirmed it because I know I've tweeted him about Heath Lumen is the one in charge of all the comps. Mm-hmm. He's on Twitter. And basically they don't want to pay because the cost of labor to have people there during an endurance comp. I mean, are you talking about like the real endurance comps that last a long time?
Well, look, have we had an endurance comp that's lasted a long time?
No, but that's on purpose, though. Like they won't have that button competition from season 6, or they won't do things that run really late into the night because they don't want to pay their crew all the overtime to have to do it. It's just too much cost associated with it. And I feel like the people who are going to buy feeds are going to buy feeds regardless if there's an endurance competition or not.
You think?
Yeah. We're Big Brother fans are crazy. We are a crazy bunch, and they know they can get away with it. They know that they don't have to
No, that's very true.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wish they would do it, but maybe this week. I mean, we'll see. My favorite part, we'll talk about.
I think the first time we'll get an endurance comp is when they have the person returning from the beam. What the hell is it called?
Battleback.
When that person enters the game, maybe then we'll get an endurance competition. That's when they usually do stuff like that. But
my favorite part of this comp was Natalie freaking out and complaining about like all the glitter. I mean, and I'm aware that this is Bronte, but I'm just using it for the visual. And it's like, Natalie, that's how much makeup you wear every single day. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm over Natalie. I'm over her. Do you like her?
No, I don't even know who Natalie is. I mean, she's pretty. She's nice. I think she's just
a potted plant.
Yeah, furniture. She's furniture.
I wish I would have grabbed the picture. When she was doing the DRs on that episode, she had like a flower growing out of her head. I was like, perfect. She had a flower, and I was like, you nailed it. You're a potted plant, and you nailed it. Well, yes, like we said, Bridget won the POV. Then the big fat ogre Frank stomped on her ankle, girl down, and now this idiot gets to walk around all week on crutches. Awesome. Only when people are around, though. When there aren't people in the room, she miraculously doesn't need the crutches. Are you buying hurt ankle?
I don't care, to be honest. I really don't care. I mean, evacuate her. Give her a medical evacuation and be done with her. I mean, who cares about Bridget? She like, the Spy Girls have to go, or what's left of the Spy Girls have to go.
Yeah, I think with Bridget, with Natalie, with all of those people, that is where I'm saying I feel like I'm too old for Big Brother in a sense. It's like I'm spending weeks watching these girls in the HOH room being like, we're besties, let's jump on the bed, let's make a circle, fingers locked, girl power. And it's like, what the fuck am I watching? This is Big Brother. Like, that has never happened. And as much as people hate Frank, and I hate Frank as well, this week, everybody is downstairs playing striptease dance competition before the POV ceremony. Frank is the only one making sure he's not moving from Bridget's side so that no one can get in her ear. And it's like, is this real world or are we playing Big Brother?
I don't think these houseguests know what game they're playing. I feel like it's summer camp for most of them, so not surprised. And you got to give it to Frank for trying, but his social game still sucks. But
his social game is absolutely the worst. Now, obviously, Bridget does not use the POV, and then like Clea and I were saying before, going into the live episode, Tiffany does her epic speech where she basically calls Bridget a Cabbage Patch Kid. And no surprise, the house does flip against Bronte. Bronte ends up going home. And then we go into the HOH. Now, Cleo, were you happy? Because basically, the whole entire house was supposed to get out Tiffany this week until the last minute when they decided, let's keep Tiffany. Right there, do you think that was a smart move, or was that not a smart move by basically everybody? Because it was basically everybody that was in on it.
I thought it was good TV. Selfishly, I loved it, but I don't understand why they kept Tiffany. I really don't get why. I mean, I guess it seems like a lot of it was just all motivated by really like sticking it to Frank. Like, right. Fuck you, Frank. Fuck you. You're not running this house. You're not in control. I mean, I guess that's what essentially what Tiffany's speech was about. And it's true. So if it was about sending a message, then yeah, I think they sent the message like, you're not running this house. So look what we just did. And honestly, I feel like neither Bronte or Tiffany are major threats to anybody's game. So it was kind of, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think it's horrible that vets were involved in a plan that, to me, like you said, seems so personal. It made no sense to me that people like Nicole and Devon were going on with this plan, which was to stick it to Frank. It didn't really have a strategic value to that plan. Anyway, this last HOH, we find out comes down to Frank, Paulie, and Nicole. So it really didn't matter unless Nicole won. But no, your boyfriend still maybe, I don't know, you haven't updated me. Paulie.
What an awful picture of him.
I know. Sorry. Sorry.
Can we just stop for 1 second and remember, walk down memory lane about
your birthday?
2 years ago, like approximately like this Saturday, because my birthday is on Wednesday, you had a birthday show for me with Paulie. Paulie was on the show, and I think I haven't watched it since, but like I know we did ask him, like, would you ever go on Big Brother? And look who's on the show this season. Like, what? I still love him. I feel like right now it's hard to root for him because he's not an underdog. And he's like powering through this game. Like, he's a comp beast. Interestingly, he's not a threat. Like, no one sees him as a threat. But, what's that expression?
When you're from New Jersey, look out. I don't know.
Oh, I mean, do you like or not like, or what's...
I think like you, because I'm sure that you've hung out with Paulie. I know he's in LA. Like, we've both hung out with him outside of this game and alone and in social settings. I feel like the Paulie playing this game right now is not the Paulie that I've known outside this game. He does in moments to me come off kind of douchey, like like I'm built for this game, and like the girls don't understand about testosterone, and you need to know how to adrenaline. You need to know how to harness adrenaline in a comp, and the girls aren't going to stand that, and they can't beat. And I'm just like, why are you saying these words?
Well, I think first of all you have to take into account that when the camera's on, people act differently.
Mm-hmm.
When you're in a comfortable position and you're winning shit in the Big Brother house, it changes you for the worse. He's getting a little HOH-itis. He's getting the itis. And I have to imagine that part of it is just it's a residual effect of his brother and maybe feeling like he has to live up to or more likely exceed the expectations or like fix everything that his brother didn't do. Be the player that like, because he witnessed everything that happened on social media when his brother was in the game. And let's just remember for the sake of history that Twitter was not nice to Cody when he was in the Big Brother house. Now everybody kisses his ass, but people were not nice to him when he was on the show. And Paulie, Paulie's family witnessed all of that. And I feel like he probably wants to make sure that doesn't happen to him.
Well, I would not talk about the women so much than Paulie. Yeah. Did you not like Cody on his season? I feel like I always defend Cody because I think everybody's biggest complaint about Cody is they're like, he gave the $500,000 to Derek, but it's like, we know that because we saw DRs. He didn't know any of that. Like, I just feel like he really thought he was making the best move for his game because he was unaware of everything Derek had done during the game.
That's true. I think if I recall back then, my issue with him was that he didn't make the season exciting at all. If anything, he was very like, oh, he won something. Meh. There was never any good drama. He was always so Switzerland, if that makes sense. Always trying to be neutral. And I like the Amanda Zuckermans of the Big Brother world. I like to see shit go down. And Cody was very level-headed and kind of bland, but that's what got him to the end. He just made a colossal mistake at the end, but yeah.
Skywise in the chat room said, "You don't need DRs to know you take Victoria." Good point.
Oh,
good point.
On that, I mean, I don't want to keep rehashing that season, but I recall talking to Paulie during the summer back then, saying like, because this was back in like early August. I remember because he came to LA,
right?
And we were talking, and like I was like, let's just say he gets to the end. Is he going to bring Derek? And Paulie said, absolutely, he's going to be loyal,
right?
And I was like, no, you got to be kidding. Sure enough, he did it, and that's why I feel like they share. It was something deeper. It's even more than just not knowing about Derek's game. It was something like he was more concerned about his image taking Derek. But I don't want to keep talking about two seasons.
Watch this. We're going to tie it in right now. Who do you feel Paulie is most loyal to at this moment?
Himself. I don't know.
So do you see that there's anybody at this point?
He doesn't have a Derek right now. I mean, it's hard to draw a parallel like that. I don't know.
Well, let's talk about, and I'm going to say this right now for everybody. At this point, yay, the recap's over. There might be spoilers going forward now with the stuff that we'll say and talk about. So if you don't want spoilers, you're going to want to check out now and come back, I guess, after Wednesday's show. So 3, 2, 1, spoiler time. All right. Let's talk a little bit now about all of this drama in the house, or more specifically, I want to know what you think of the people. Let's start there. And it's fine if you need to reference anything that is spoilers. I would like to start with Team Big Sister. What are your thoughts on Mama Day?
I love her. I get frustrated by people who say, "Oh, she's playing similar to how she did before." I think she's gotten a lot better than she was before. I feel like it's going to get really entertaining when her time does come to be on the block and she's the target. She's going to pop off and it's going to be great. And I'm just really happy that she's back. I mean, all the diary rooms this season have been horribly scripted, overly scripted, but she still delivers, I think.
Generific, and thank you. But
hi, Jen.
I'm declining. No, you guys don't have to pay to ask questions. People feel like you're rude when you decline their question. I just don't need them to pay to ask question. So Generific wants to know, what are our thoughts on Nicole? I'll let you go first.
Okay, well, let me just start by saying I had very low expectations to begin with because I've never thought of her as a good Big Brother player. I think she's playing exactly the way she played during season 16. She's a very fearful or fear-driven player where she'll do and say anything she needs to if it will make her feel more safe. And it's very unsatisfying as a Big Brother fan and as someone who wants to see, like, she doesn't have much of a spine when it comes to playing this game. And I get it, but it doesn't make riveting TV. What about you?
I will say, give her credit for a minute. I think she is playing this season better than she played her first season. So like if her first season, she was like vanilla pudding, this season, she's like a rice pudding. Like there's a little more grit to it. Not much, still bland and disgusting. But yeah, no. And obviously feel like I've said it a million times. No, I'm not a Nicole fan. I don't think she's a fans fan. I think she came out of her season last season, didn't interact with fans, doesn't use social media for anything other than selling stuff to fans. I'm not a Nicole fan. Sorry.
Clearly. I've seen your tweets. You're not a fan of Nicole. I guess I just don't. Yeah. I just I still remember her from 2 seasons ago, and just I don't know why they brought her back. Honestly.
I want to talk. Oh God, we have so many things to talk about. I want to talk about what we think about the people that came back. I know you do too.
Yes.
I think one of Nicole's biggest problems is she lives in BB 16. There are so many conversations I hear her have where she's like, "This is what Christine did to me," and you're going to be another Derek, and this is what happened on my. It's like, you're not playing your season.
Yeah.
Shut up. Yeah. But sorry, hold on. Now I'm stalling for 1 minute because it's the fun of the YouNow shows. They crash too. So you have to restart them while you're live. But the people that watch this back on the HD version will have no idea. See, and now we're back in YouNow. Nobody's the wiser. Okay, so Nicole, I want to go to the next captain or team, whatever the hell they are. Let's talk about James. Let me get both of my people out of the way. What are your thoughts on James?
I remember I liked James a lot during his season because he was the one who finally went after Clelly and broke them apart. And I remember, like, I just thought it took balls in a season where there were so few of them, and he really stepped up. He seems to be... my problem with James this season is that I feel like he is under the impression that why he was brought back was because he's the prankster. He's the one who's going to, like, play pranks, and that's why, and so he's trying to, like, overcompensate for it. And to make it worse is CBS is indulging in it and, like, giving him that airtime. I don't know if they're telling him anything, but it's just like, enough already. I will say he always seems to know what the feeling, like, his voice seems to often reflect what the fans want.
It's like he's acting. Like, yeah, I know what you're saying.
Like, I don't know if it's real or not, but he always seems to be working with the people I want him to work with. He's always a number for the people I want him to be a number for. So I appreciate that. And yeah.
I'm going to need you to be shadier and meaner about these people because it's just making me look bad. Here, watch. I'll show you. You ready? Like this. Here's my thoughts about James. I think when he got off the show last season, he was a super douche, and he unfollowed every single person that helped him win America's Favorite Player.
You want some tea? You want some fucking tea?
Go ahead.
And I should have this is tea. Oh, this is good. This is good. So I should have known that he was going to be on the season because of this. I forget what it was here. It was sometime about a month before the show. He hadn't followed me. He unfollowed me. And then all of a sudden he follows me, and I'm like, what's this about? And he sent me a direct message saying, can you delete this tweet from whatever it was? And it was a tweet where I posted his mugshot. And, and he's like, and I'm just like, okay, here, I'm just going to say it, find it, what it was. Because I want to know the date. Because I'm sure it's relevant. Okay, James. So it was May 10th he did it. And he had me delete the pic because I'm trying to remember what I said. But I posted because there were like 4 mugshots. And don't worry, I know I'm wanting to talk about mugshots, but seriously though. He asked me, I did it because trust me, I know you don't want that shit on social media. Yeah, I did it. And he's, yeah.
I know. You so got me. Here's what I want to say. Are you not aware that Michelle has taken credit for that? I mean,
Michelle who?
Michelle on the season, the show this season, Big Meech. In, I think it was her K-Frog interview, she told everyone that she's responsible for the James mugshot being out there. Like, she said she was the one who found it. And
seriously?
Yeah. It was either the K-Frog interview or the Jeff interview. I only listened to 2 interviews, so it's one of those 2. I might be wrong. I feel like it's the K-Frog. Go back and watch it.
I believe it. I didn't find it. Someone had tweeted it.
Okay.
They had odd, like, because Jace had a mugshot, Audrey had a mugshot, James had a mugshot, and who was the 4th one? There's a 4th person that had a mugshot.
Wait, who were the 3 that you said?
Jace, Audrey, James, and there's a. Why are you what?
Because I know who the 4th is, but I know they don't like the info being out there, and I know you like them too and wouldn't want it being out there. But I'll just say they're little and gay.
Oh yeah, you're right. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Next topic.
Right. Chat room. Got it. Okay. No chat room on the playback. Yay. So, right. Okay. So James did all that shit. That's why I don't really like him. Then we know Jason went.
Oh, one more thing. I remember. Did you ever watch James on YouNow?
Oh, playing with guns? Yeah.
Oh no. I just remember, like, I couldn't sit through it for like more than 15 seconds because it was the most boring shit I've ever watched in my life. Boring. And he just like sat on the thing and read comments. It was so stupid. Okay, moving on.
Yeah, I mean, all of that. He kicked his friend out of his life who ran his Twitter all last season. The girl who I feel like helped him win America's Favorite Player. I didn't really like that. I didn't like him unfollowing fans. I didn't like his YouNows. We know what Jason said about him, that he exposed Meg's relationship when she asked him to keep it a secret. Like, he to me just doesn't seem like a good guy outside of the show. Oddly enough, I like him on the show. In the real world, I don't like him.
Yeah, Jason should have won America's Favorite, just saying, but
and
we all know where it's at, so but
all right,
whatever. And Jason should be the one back on the show this season, just saying.
Well, Jason not only should be the one on the show this season, do you think Jason has any chance of being back on an all-star season?
Sure, I do. I don't know. This is the thing. Remember when they had the Big Brother Price is Right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that was production's subtle way of being like, this is our pool of eligible candidates. And because, they signaled very clearly Davon was on their short list, and sure enough, she's back. James was back. Ian is I don't know if Jason was invited or not, but I feel like, I don't know, the fact that he was a finalist for America's Favorite gives me hope, but I don't know.
I wish I could. Okay, I'll say this. I think you're correct. Partially. I think the other part of it is it's also people that were just in LA.
That is true.
But
that is correct. But they did fly a couple of people.
Correct.
And if CBS is going to spend money, it's a big deal. 100 cheap as fuck.
100%. 100%. So I agree with you. And then I think, I would have to guess that maybe this season was supposed to be All Stars, but then Frankie got the Amazon gig, and maybe Alyssa got pregnant, and maybe Ian wasn't done with tenure yet, and maybe Derek got his cop job, and too many of the main people that they wanted had unbreakable commitments, which thus then left us with the Nicoles, Franks, James, and Devons.
But, okay, possibly. But then how is it going to be any better in the future? Because they're still going to have these commitments.
Yep.
That will prevent. I mean, let's look at the fact that, Big Brother, I was talking to Rachel and Brendan on Evil Dick's show the other night. And, Rachel was talking about how when she was on Big Brother 13, it was 75, 76 days.
Yep.
Now, if you want to go on Big Brother, you have to commit 100 days plus sequester time.
Yep.
Like, who has that? Especially if if you're having to worry about being the first or second out, you don't want to have to give up your whole summer because you have to block out your schedule. And I just don't see that really happening.
Well, returning players, I feel like on an all-star season, they give them more of a break with sequester. And you guys can go back and listen to it in detail. Back in December, I heard a rumor that the next All-Star season, when it happens, they would not let anybody go pre-jury. And what in turn they would do is create a new show on Friday nights where it was like Redemption Island. And it would be like a Redemption Island / Jury House show was the rumor that I heard. So basically, because they didn't want to lose their all-stars on an all-star season, they didn't want to risk Frankie allegedly going out first. And then they lost him. So like the first person that would be voted out would be in the jury house. The second person would come in. They would battle in a Redemption Island type of a battle. The loser goes into the house. That person is now in contention to go back into the game. Then the next person comes, they battle. But it's also built around the drama of the jury house.
That sounds like fan fiction.
Sure.
I don't believe it, but okay.
And yeah, it's going to be interesting. We'll see what happens with that rumor and how it's been adapted into Battle Back.
Can I just call you out on one thing?
What?
You said last year.
I say every year.
Yeah, you say every year. It is definitely going to be All-Stars this year. And it's not All-Stars. And it wasn't All-Stars last year.
And I would like to point out that before the season even started, I told everyone that next year's All-Stars. That's the joke. I do love saying every next season is going to be All-Stars.
You do always say it. I feel like you do it just so you can say that if it did happen, you'd be like, you're going to retweet your own tweet and be like, I called it.
Oh, no, I don't ever say it in a tweet. I only say it on shows.
Well,
I'm not stupid. No, that is. You didn't know that's why I say it every year is because I think it's funny. And yes, 100%. But I think people that watch our shows know Brendan, when he did the chat, like Brendan did his CBS chat. And I was like, hey, Brendan, how come you're not going to be on All Stars? And he literally replied, really, Eric? The season hasn't started, telling people it's All Stars for next year already. Yeah, I was like, yes, Brendan.
FYI, to the audience, I'm sure y'all know because we've said it before. I know I've said it many times. Even Robin Cass doesn't know if it's going to be All-Stars until like late in this. They still will do auditions. They still go through the process. It's up to the network, and I also see people criticizing Robin Cass.
I was going to say the same thing.
I want to say on her defense, in her defense. Because everyone's like, fire Robin Cass. But you look at Big Brother Canada. That is proof that she can do a good job casting a show. And also look at the early seasons of Big Brother. She has the potential to cast a good show. I feel like it's the network that tells her what they do not want. And they want this young, pretty group of people. And I feel like they should hire Lynn Spillman to work with Robin Cass. Mm-hmm. Lynn Spillman is the one who does Survivor, and learn a couple lessons from the last fall season of Survivor, where we had the average age of the cast was over 40. And did they deliver? Yes, they delivered in spades. And if they could, trust that America won't be that shallow, that we can live with people who maybe don't have 0% body fat or who are over 30 or 40, can deliver a good show.
Right.
Sorry.
No. And what I don't want people to miss the most about what you just said, like for me, the most important part is Robin doesn't have final decision. Robin gives the network like a clump of, let's just go with 30 people. The heads of CBS are the ones that choose the final cast, not Robin.
And that is also why you hear of so many of these pretty recruits being cast last minute. It's because Robin comes there with the people that she's found. It's like, this is what I got. CBS is like, no, we want someone younger, someone prettier. We want this or that. And so she's scrambling in the very last minute to fill those spots just to please the network. And that's why you got, I don't want to say any names because whatever, but it's why you have some people who kind of don't know what the hell they're doing on the show. And, and why you have people that are like more interested in winning 500,000 Instagram followers than they are in winning $500,000.
That's why they find people sometimes on the Tinder. I think it's ridiculous. I think that Robin gets...
Speaking of which, I spoke to someone we both know, and I think you know who I might be referring to, who worked with casting. And this is how they do that. This is how they find people for the show. They stalk Instagram. They stalk social media. They look for people, and then they contact them, and they like try to say, "Hey, are you interested in doing the show?" Like it's really like shady. But
I swear I'm not like, it's so hard to have all of these monitors and be paying attention to the chat room, but I feel bad because every time I glance over, I just happen to see that Skywise is there making a funny comment who says Robin should just start at Texas A&M and work backwards because it seems like everybody comes from Texas A&M, which reminds me, let's talk about hashtag not gay Corey.
Jinx.
Are we allowed, Cleo, to use... Let's start here. Are we allowed to use the hashtag not gay Corey as gays? Go.
Absolutely.
I agree.
Of course. I mean, let's just all be, as a disclaimer, we're doing this in jest, and it's fucking hilarious because he just keeps getting caught in all these situations where he's just not being gay.
Mm-hmm.
It's just whatever. I mean, what's up with him watching Frank shower and all the you've seen all the things where he's caught off guard, like just cruising people. And
I swear I am not exaggerating this to be funny. Last night on the feeds, I happened to be watching him and Paulie practicing the dice game. Literally, now I'm going to get it wrong. So not literally, but Corey says something like, okay, you need to get me on the bottom, Paulie, and you can get me on the bottom. And remember, your penis points down into the bottom or something. He just was talking about penises and bottoming. And I'm just like, is this actually happening? And his whole, I live in the gayborhood. Did you hear that conversation?
No.
Oh God, he told everyone to live in the gayborhood.
Speaking of Paulie, did you see his
alleged? Yes, I did. Really? I was not impressed.
Woo!
Maybe. Oh, I heard there was others. I only saw one.
Yeah, I saw the others.
I
screenshotted it before it got deleted on Tumblr.
It's true. XOXO Feedster sent it to me. How do you look at it? I can't. Once you know them in real life, I feel stupid. I can't.
Who cares? Nothing wrong with appreciating a big dick.
Okay, way to go, Paulie. Megan Coco in the chat room says, Cleo, can you please share the others then?
His mom would kill me. So.
We both have the same problem about talking about
and Paulie. The thing is that Paulie has a really, really nice mother. A really nice, his family is really cool. And out of respect for them, I'm just not going to do that. So
that is why I didn't do it either. I feel the same way too. That someone was like, "Oh, his mom's going to yell at me if I say anything too bad."
It's just weird. It's like once you go and you meet some of these people outside of the game. I'm not trying to talk I'm friends with these. I'm just saying I agree. You meet them in person and you meet their families and you realize they're humans, and it just makes it a little harder to do stuff like that.
Unless in this case you've met Nicole in person, then it makes it easier. But I would like to say, Yes, and I think it goes back to the point of what people don't understand. People like you, people like me, we joke about people when they're in the house. When the game's over, it's over. We're not two-phased. We're not like they were playing a game. We were talking about their game. We were mocking them in their game. Now the game's over. And sometimes we have to eat shit. And other times they get that it's a joke. It's different in a season like this where we've met some of the people outside of the game, didn't really like them, and now they're back in the game. So it's a different dynamic, at least for me this year, because everyone's like, you're so mean to Nicole and you always say it's a game no matter what. But I'm like, well, I'm sorry, I met her outside the game.
Yeah, everybody's fodder for... we comment on them as players in the house, and so whatever.
Earth Dog is here. Hey, Earth Dog. He says Nicole is overrated.
Can I just shout out to Earth Dog for look at his
cabbage
avatar.
Patch. The cabbage. Love
Cabbage
it.
Patch Bridget. It's fucking fabulous. I love his photo chops. They're awesome.
They are the best part of every single Big Brother season. Oh God, and I'm the worst at remembering Twitter names. It's at Earth Dog. Earth Dog, put it in
Earth Dog BB.
It is just BB. Didn't you people used to have the season names after your name?
I did, but then I realized, what am I doing? Like, this is annoying. I had to reserve. Like, I still have like MissCleoBB 18, MissCleoBB 19, MissCleo. I was like, what the hell am I doing? Why don't I just go by MissCleoBB?
Exactly.
Problem solved. Don't have to do anything.
100%. And also, I'm just going to say, I will, if you're watching this back, I'll put the link to Earth Dog's Twitter below this show. Yeah, Cabbage Patch Kid loved it. I feel like I loved one other of Earth Dog's ones this year that I thought was hysterical, but whatever. Let's go back to Corey for a minute. Who do you think is hotter, Paulie or Corey?
Are you serious? Like,
yes, I'm serious.
Paulie.
Do you really?
Corey doesn't do anything for me. But I'm just like...
No, you are...
I'm infatuated with Paulie's ass. And I've been infatuated with his ass for years. I think he's just beautiful. And Corey just... I don't know.
You can't take personality into it. I wish I would have just given you headless pictures of bodies.
Yeah, I still would choose Paulie.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, then you'll be happy to know you and Frankie Grande have something in common. Because I asked him the same question at the premiere party, and he picked Paulie.
How did he even know at the premiere party what Corey looked like without his...
That's a good point. How did he know what... Oh, no, because we had the preseason interviews.
But did they... Oh, you saw pictures of Corey without his shirts?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I met Frankie, by the way, this year.
And how'd that go?
So speaking of meeting people out of the game. So I met Frankie. This was like 6-7 months ago.
Can I just ask this? Did you meet Frankie in Entourage or out of Entourage? Like, in other words, what?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Out of Entourage.
Okay, go ahead.
And so my first thought was, okay, should I tell him, like, would he know who I am if I say, like, my Twitter name and stuff? So I go up to him and I was like, hey, blah, blah, blah. He's approachable. And I was like, I mentioned who I was on Twitter. And you know what the first thing he said to me was?
What?
He's like,
I hate you.
No, because again, this is before I knew.
Right.
He knew who I was.
Right.
You don't want to say like, oh, I'm so and so on Twitter, and have a look like who,
right.
And he's like, oh, do you still talk to Zach's mom?
Oh.
I was like, oh, he knows who and we started talking. And he was very friendly. He gave me a lot of hugs. He was really like, now I don't know if this was motivated by like hoping that I wouldn't talk shit about him if he comes back on the show. I don't, I want to just give him the benefit of the doubt and think that he just, when he's not being filmed, he's actually really down to earth and he's really friendly. And it was surprising, like, because I wasn't expecting that. But yeah, we talked for like 10 minutes and all I kept thinking about was, oh my God, if his because let's just remember, his fans did not like me at all during the season.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like thinking to myself, maybe, because, and I also clarified because people on Twitter would tag him all the time saying, Miss Cleo called your mom a C-U-N-T. Miss Cleo said this about your sister. And I said, Frankie, just for the record, I did not call your mom the C word. I did not say this about Ariana. I did not say this. And he's like, don't worry. I know. And so.
Well, I will say I completely agree with you in your Frankie assessment. I did not hate him on his season.
What?
I didn't because here's the thing. I don't feel like it was his fault. Like, CBS brought him on. And he's going to use the fact that his sister's Ariana Grande. If CBS came to me and were like, hey, and I was Madonna's brother, I would go into that house voguing. I would be like, oh, hey, everybody, I'm going to send whatever the fuck Madonna's fans are after all your asses if you kick me out. Like, I just didn't think it was fair to hate him for using Ariana when CBS went to him. He didn't apply. So, like, but what? Okay,
we will agree to disagree.
Yeah. Oh, that's fun. I like.
But this was also when I was like a hardcore Zach Rance stan, and it was all about like.
Well, here's what I'll say. I'll say first time I met Frankie was in Entourage, and it was 2 years ago, and it was I felt bad. It was at the Big Brother premiere party 2 years ago, and when he like rolled up in the Entourage, like everybody ran to him. And keep in mind, and I mean left all the other reality stars, and keep in mind, Rachel was there, Brendan was there. And I felt bad for all. So, and he was very standoffish with me that time. However, this year, we talked for like 30 minutes. He like, maybe I'm not supposed to say that. Everybody was going somewhere after. Yeah. He was like down to earth and amazing this year.
Yeah. Well, also, and this is like the way it relates to me, it is related. When I went to the Big Brother 16 after party, he was there, and all of the former house guests flocked to him. Like, I'm not going to comment on what their motivations may be, but just saying, I don't think that if he comes back for an all-star season, I don't think he's going to be the first out or the second out. Like, the alumni like him, and they don't want to wrong him, in my opinion. And I feel like he has the potential to go very far, partially because of that. He's also happens to be really good at competing in those competitions, but
I'm going to hear so you can nail me down. And I will say this is not a joke, but I have to phrase it this way. But I'm going to say it now in this Miss Cleo show. My guess is that Frankie will not ever play this game again. Or I don't have to guess it. I'll say, I don't think Frankie will ever play this game again. My guess is because I don't think they will ever meet his price to play the game again.
Interesting.
So that
interesting
is my guess as to why Frankie won't play this game again. And
you don't think, but why does he keep going back on CBS? Like, what there has to be some motivation for why he's going to the friggin' tapings, why he's going to Price is Right. Like, he wants to still be associated with Big Brother.
I think he wants to be associated with Big Brother. I think that it's more exposure than the Amazon show gets.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it benefits his Amazon show to be people remember him, seeing him in the Big Brother audience, maybe grab some of that audience back, bring him over to his Amazon thing.
I don't know.
I don't know either. I
feel like he just would relish the attention that he would get if him and Zach are brought back and Zakey could become a thing again. And all, like, I just have a hard time seeing him turning something like that down, especially because I don't know how long this Amazon thing is going to last.
Yeah,
and they're like, the thing about Big Brother, love it or hate it, it gets you a lot of attention, especially when you're a social media mogul. It gets you a lot of buzz.
Maximus Mom in the chat room says, and Frankie keeps pushing. He wants to be a co-host on the show that Julie Chen does, The Talk or whatever it's called.
I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't think it's going to happen either.
Julie loves him. Julie loves Frankie.
Social media mogul. What sounds love about a social media mogul? So you said in the beginning of the show, and I completely agree with you, that do you feel like this season was stacked for a returning player or a sibling to win the game? And I will say, my thought is, obviously, yes. It's why everyone that's not a sibling or a returning player seems to be an idiot and not know anything about the game. And there are the fail-safes built in with battle backs, and there's got to be a reset or a rewind because there's too many weeks and not enough people.
I think that it's not stacked for them to win per se. It's stacked for the vets and siblings to have longevity in this game, to stay with the show and bring a certain fan base with, they want to do whatever it takes to keep as many of them here as long as possible. I mean, it's similar to past seasons where we've seen this. But I just don't feel like the people that they've brought back are meant to win this game. And I don't think any of them will win. I think I think they'll all make jury, but that's about it.
Okay, so you do not think that Devon, Frank...
Oh my God, you put devil horns on Nicole? How dare you?
I also made Bridget a witch.
And you put the pride flag next to Corey?
Sorry about it. So wait, you don't think any of the returning players have any chance of making it to jury? I mean, making it to the end. Making it to the end of this game. Maybe
making it to the end, but not winning. I feel like, and I've said it before, and mark it for the record, Michelle, this is Michelle's game to lose. She's the only person who I could see playing a good enough game to make it to the end and to win the game. She's a lot more clever than I think most people give her credit for, and I expect great things from her.
I'm torn on Michelle. Like, again, I want to love Michelle because I love her bluntness of the game. I love that she has no clue. She will just be like, blow up your game, blow up this, blow up that. But I kind of can't get past, A, I hate fat people. B, everybody call Bridget's job if you're watching and get her fired.
She did that?
Yes, on the feeds. God. Like, I can't.
That's her being an irresponsible super fan. But
and she knows better.
That's not game related.
No, it's not game related. I agree.
Yeah, so I feel like the people who win this show tend to be under the radar for the first half of the game, start to kind of play. And this is the thing. Under the radar doesn't mean she's not playing the game. I feel like she has knowing her history on social media, she's a wild card, and she has a mouth on her, and she says very controversial things, but she's been keeping it all in pretty well so far this season, and that takes effort.
I don't know what conversations you're watching. Did you see when she was in the room with James and James is like, I don't want Natalie to go up. And Michelle just looks at him and she's like, well, we would like Natalie to go up because we feel that you two are getting too close and that is a threat to all of us. And I'm like,
okay, so that's not very smart, but
what are you saying, Michelle? Like, what are you doing? She does it all the time. And like Nicole is just elbowing her and she's like, shut up. And James like, duh.
Well, then she probably looks like she's a novice and doesn't know what the hell she's doing and coming across as being stupid. And I don't know. Maybe I'm just blindly standing her for no reason, but I feel like it's way more calculated than that.
I love her on the feeds. I think she is great. And the thing that I love that I can't figure out about her is she really a super fan? Because there are moments when she acts like she knows nothing and there are people around, so that would make sense to me. But then there are other times when she acts like she knows nothing and there's basically nobody around. And I'm like, which one is it? Are you really a super fan or are you not a super fan? But I hear she's like all over Reddit and she's in every so clearly she has to be a super fan.
I think so. I feel like she's holding her cards close to, I don't know what the way you describe it. She's just not, not revealing what, do you want her to be like on the feeds when there's no one around and be like talking to the camera?
Kind of.
I mean, yeah, kind of. But at the same time, like, when other people have done that, it annoys the hell out of me. Like, I just think of, people try to do what Evil Dick did. And it's just like, no, you're not like that. Stop. You're not a mastermind in this game. Stop trying to.
I don't want them to talk to us in I'm a mastermind, I'm controlling the game way. I just like when super fans are on the show and they know to tell us what they're actually thinking, because sometimes we never get the DRs. Like, what pissed me off about this week is we got to watch the Bridget and Frank drunk in bed together scene on the show, and the only DRs we got about that was from Frank. We were not allowed to know anything about what Bridget thought about being drunk in that bed with Frank. And was it strategy? Was she playing him? Nothing. Like, so stuff like that annoys me.
Well, okay, I think she would be mortified if she found out how little airtime she's getting. I think seriously. And I feel like this season, I mean, in terms of just as Big Brother fans, I think you would agree with me that this is the most overproduced, scripted show we've ever seen in the history of the show. Like, it is to the point where they clearly just show us the narrative that they want us to see. They're building up characters and they're ignoring characters, whether or not they exist in real life or not. They just don't care. And one of the casualties of that is Michelle. She's just going to be invisible until she does something that you just can't ignore anymore. And then we will see her.
Which I think will end up happening this week. XOXO Feedsters, and I lost it now, said something like she is Michelle is a super fan, but she's a super fan that relies on updates and blogs more so than actually watching the events as they unfolded.
Okay. A lot of people are like that, but
they are. Yeah.
Fair enough.
I go back to flashbacks when there's drama. I lost that. What are your thoughts on Tiffany this season? And wait, before that, if you can tell me it quickly, what were your thoughts on Vanessa last season? Are they the same thoughts?
Well, keep in mind, I missed the last third of last season.
You don't say.
So I just what I recall of Vanessa was that she was playing a really good game. It was very frustrating to watch at times.
Right.
Very emotional. I will say about Tiffany that, like, I see a lot of updates where she's like, it's not fair that they're holding it against me that Tiffany was here last year and this is how she played the game. Which I get, but at the same time, if Tiffany wasn't on the season last year, you probably wouldn't be on the show. Just let's be fair. It's part of, like, it comes with the territory. You were already marked for people holding that against you. I'm assuming that if Steve didn't win that last part of the HOH comp and Vanessa did, she was going to win unanimously. Am I right? Or
yeah, 100%.
I feel like Vanessa played a better game last year, and Tiffany is just kind of she's very unpredictable and not in a good way. And sounds like she's going to become, what Jessie was on Big Brother 15. It's going to be Hurricane Tiffany this year. And she's just going to go out kicking and screaming. Good feeds, but like...
Did you see like Devon swaddling her the other day? Devon was like, come here, shut your face. Yeah. She's like, shut up, just shut your face. No, we're not talking game, just shut your face. She's like smothering her in the Safari room. My problem, kind of like with what you're saying about the way that Tiffany gets compared to Vanessa, I'm fine with that comparison. What annoys me about that comparison is I feel like the show, and I think that they do this for women in general, CBS, they will only compare Tiffany to Vanessa's negative qualities and Paulie to Cody's great qualities. And that annoys me because I always feel like CBS gives the women a shitty edit. So it's like, never have we seen on the edit, oh my God, this is Vanessa's sister, it's going to be great. Except for the 2 seconds of the intro, it's always been like, oh, crying like your sister. Vanessa's emotional. But Cody's the best. Final two.
You know what's weird? Now I'm thinking about it. Like, I feel like they rely on the viewers to be fans of the show a little too much because they show on the primetime show, they refer to all these like, I'm not like my sister was when she blah blah blah. Like I'm always expecting them to show a clip of Vanessa like being a crying emotional wreck, or I'm always expecting when Paulie always references Cody. I'm always waiting for them to show a clip of when he was doing what he's referring to, and they don't. It's just like, what do you think that the people that are watching the show know what the hell you guys are talking about? Like, show us.
Right.
Show us what you're referring to.
And clearly you got time to fill.
Right?
They ran out of time. Julia's like, okay, let's ask 20 more questions.
Is it not painful to watch the Sunday and Wednesday episodes?
Yeah, I can't stand them.
I can't stand them. Like, I'm just bored to tears. Like, it's actually, I feel like it's, like I'm doing it because it's like an obligation to watch the show, but I have zero interest. And I'm so over the scripted diary room sessions and it's just so predictable. And I was really hoping that they were going to cut the who wants to see my HOH room, because they hadn't been showing it for a while. But then this time we had to see Dora the Explorer's HOH room, and I was bored to tears.
And they didn't show that HOH comp either, which technically, I mean, it was an endurance, but it ended before. It didn't end at the end of the episode. They didn't even let us see that on the feeds for like the first three.
That is weird.
The first 3 weeks, they weren't letting us see any of the stuff we normally get to see on the feeds.
Is it because they're afraid we're going to like East Coast watchers are going to spoil it for the West Coast? Like, who cares?
I don't really know what they're thinking.
Yeah, I don't. It is bizarre.
Do you think that Pandora's box will be back this year? Is a question I see a lot of people during the show throwing out in the chat room.
I would just have to say no, because historically we've been asking for it for a long time and it just hasn't showed up. I think if it will help somebody, what is it called? There's a term for it, like no. There's a term for something when it's the hand of God, like the Deus Ex Machina. You know what Deus Ex Machina means? When like they have to do something external to create a like.
I got it.
You know, like where they change some element so that they could get the desired effect to come about. So like if they needed to save, like the reset button was a Deus Ex Machina.
An act of God.
It's Latin.
Yeah, I was waiting to see if anybody would say it in the chat room. Rear down, XOXO features everyone saying an act of God.
But yes, it was an act of God. An act of grod.
Right, an act of grod is what I'm saying. We always used to call it Productions Box, didn't we, way back in the day? Because it was...
But why? We haven't seen it since what? Season 15?
I think the reason people are... Correct, and I think the reason people are asking is because Grodner did do an interview in the beginning of the season and said something like, it's probably going to come back, but in a different way. She's like, that room is definitely being used this season.
Okay.
And
it could be used for a punishment. It could be used for, they had during season 14, they had that vending machine. They've had like the claw machine. They have ways of what?
I got in trouble for talking about that the other day because, I know how to do it correctly right now. I know the politically correct word. So I asked people, what was that competition where the little people were running around the house and scaring everybody? And that was that claw machine competition when they unleash the bad things in the house, right? And the bad things were little people. Remember, they were running after the house guest, and some of the girls were like, "Oh, we're scared of."
Were they dressed as?
Oh yeah, they were dressed as something, but it was clear that they were little people.
Yeah.
And somebody was like, "I'm scared. They're like little people." It's funny that you say that because I literally thought of that. I thought of what happened with that one before. Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, they have tools to, and if they ever get in a situation like they did on season 13 where they need to like bring back a twist at the very last minute to make sure Rachel wins and Shelley doesn't, they have those. You remember what they did? What was it called?
They kept them safe.
The return of the partners,
right?
Whatever it was,
to keep Rachel safe that week. Damn it, because there was something that I had to ask you about that. Twists for this season, crap. All right, maybe it'll come back to me.
Better than Battle of the Block. Better than a lot. I mean, better than Team America. Better than some of the flop twists that like BB Takeover. Better than the Saboteur twist. I mean, I'm not unhappy with the twist this season.
I have a late breaking feed update. Would you like to know who the POV winner is?
Yes.
Well, we don't know for sure, but they're saying it's either Paul or Devon.
Devon won something?
Well, Paul or Devon. People are saying we're not sure 100% yet. They're waiting for 100%. But that's good to know who the other veto players were, though, because I didn't know who was playing. Oh, gosh, and I don't have it written down in front of me. I believe...
But that makes sense. The three nominees plus Paulie plus Devon and Paul.
I don't even understand the way the picking goes this season, and I don't want to...
I think the HOH is the one who draws the names of the two people.
Which is stupid.
Well, how would you do it?
You wouldn't. You get rid of this stupid roadkill thing, because it's... hate it. And we don't need three people on the block, and I hate it. I don't like it. I don't like three people on the block. It's stupid.
Why?
Because I'd like to go back to original Big Brother, where you could actually put up the fucking person you want to put up and not have them be protected and just play the game the normal way. I promise it would actually be interesting. Battle of the Block ruined the other season. The other two seasons, no drama got to happen. Now we have this team shit, which protects Frank and all the good drama that I actually want to see happening. But don't worry, because Frank will go next week, and then the goddamn reset button is going to pop up. I'm telling you it's going to happen. They're not getting rid of him. And there's too many weeks. There is too many weeks and not enough players. We need to bring 2 more people back in. I'm telling you, this battle back thing needs to happen 2 more times. Because with the amount of weeks and there's not enough people, and are you not doing any double eliminations? Like something.
Of course they're going to do double eviction. They're going to have 2 double evictions. They did something in season 16 where they canceled an eviction, right?
Right. They have to.
So that they'll do. and they might bring back a juror.
I think there's going to be another battle back with a juror, and I think we're going to have a rewind or some reset, and it'll be when Frank's in danger. We reset this week right now. This is the third time we're playing the same week over, like with a Tiffany and a Paul. Like, I can't take it anymore.
Yeah.
So Corey needs to go. Okay. Oh my God. Is that true? Wow. Okay. I just want to see if somebody that I know wouldn't be screwing with me is saying it. All right, fine.
Let you hear. Hold on.
You're not going to believe who it is. I'll let you read it.
I'm gonna go to Jokers.
Oh, good. Go to Jokers and see who it is.
By the way, do you pay attention to the ratings of the house guests? Talk about cliff dives for some of these house guests. Like, oh my God, people are so like, it takes one bad conversation to make people hate. They haven't updated it.
Okay, well, I got it. I see one of our live feed updaters is telling me in the whole chat room, nobody's changed their story. Like, everybody's saying it. So guess who it is? Ew. Corey.
Are you serious?
Which probably means Devon will go home this week now.
But why?
Because nobody wants Devon. Paulie doesn't want Devon. Frank doesn't want Devon.
Okay, this season's canceled.
I know. Bye, Devon.
Means, but Tiffany doesn't like Devon. Tiffany would nominate her.
I don't know what the hell Tiffany's doing. Tiffany goes to Frank, tells Frank everything. Tiffany goes to Devon, tells Devon everything, and she just keeps going like.
Wait a second. Wait. Hold on. Why wouldn't Tiffany nominate Nicole? As the replacement.
Because Tiffany's
nominated Corey. The idea is breaking up the showmance. Am I right?
She's trying to keep the girls strong, so she wants to.
But then why would she nominate Devon? Why would she nominate Paul?
Oh, duh. See, I keep forgetting that the Roadkill person nominates. So you're correct. It'll probably be Paul, but I don't know because I could see Paulie and... Oh, but they don't know that she won. Only Frank and Bridget know that she won, I believe.
I don't think, for the exact reasons why you said, I don't think she would not put Devon up, but that may be my own hope.
My thought is if the people like the Franks and the Paulies go to her and say, we want Devon out this week... This is our only chance to do it. You put her up. We'll make sure you stay in the game another week. Otherwise, you're going home. I mean, if they really want Devon out, that's their best move.
I guess. I feel like they'll still vote out Tiffany. They'll still be able to get the votes to... I just don't think they have enough of a voting block to evict Devon yet. I mean, whatever. I don't know. I just don't see it happening yet.
I really hope it doesn't, but if it was going to happen, I'd want it to happen this week because we have no guarantee.
You want Devon gone?
If Devon is going to go, I want her to go this week because we don't have any guarantee there's a jury buyback. At least if she goes this week, there is a chance she can come back. Like, I don't want Devon not in this game.
She can't win a competition. She's like this season's Shelley Moore, this season's Enzo. She just can't win shit. And I love her, but she just is not good at competitions.
Do you think purposely can't win or strategy?
I mean, she was out that first round in the HOH this week. She just flops when it comes to competitions, and she's participated in plenty of them. And I don't know why. I mean, granted, last season she wasn't in the house long enough, but still, she doesn't seem to be performing well in competitions, and I don't see her winning endurance comps. I don't know. I don't know what to make of it, but.
Well, I'll say this, and I didn't update it, but,
with the rainbow.
Paulie's the HOH, Tiffany Roadkill, Natalie and Tiffany are noms, Corey is Roadkill, and now we know Corey also won POV, so we can stick him in right over there. Yeah. I think it'll cause drama. I definitely think it will cause drama in the house. We're going to see vets again scrambling because the best part is Tiffany's in power. We got good feeds because Tiffany was in power and everybody was scrambling afraid of Tiffany. So I think for the rest of tonight until they're sticking with Mondays now, right? On the POV ceremony, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
So I think we have 2 good days now of everybody kissing Tiffany's ass. So she's not going to be isolated.
You just said everybody doesn't know that she won.
I said Frank and Bridget know that she won, and I'm waiting. Oh, XOX Feedster says Devon knows. So if Devon knows, I have a feeling Nicole knows, which means Corey knows. Zakiya knows. Okay, let's go with I'm wrong and everybody knows. But I swear, Paulie didn't know. It's chat room saying they all know, but I saw Paulie last night talking about it and he had no clue. He was trying to figure it out because we know, like, before the feeds were cut yesterday. So if for the people that didn't see it, Paulie went downstairs and apparently he said to Tiffany, "You're never going to beat me. I'm built for this game. You don't know how to use testosterone in a competition and you'll never beat me. You'll never win." And they cut the feeds. So I know that's Paulie's retelling of it because we didn't get to see it. Now we all know Tiffany won.
Yeah.
So that edit is going to, they apparently had a big blowout over "You'll Never Beat Me," and she won it.
Well, that'll be good TV, that's for sure. That will be good TV, but wow.
I think it is going to be very interesting. Well, Cleo, is there any other things that we need to talk about from this week or that you didn't get to talk about? Because everybody is like, we want to go watch the feeds now.
Okay, I'll just say this. I think it's very interesting who is never talked about when it comes to replacement nominees, and that's James and Michelle. So
I agree with you 100% on Michelle. Yeah. I've heard James get thrown out there by a few people, but 100% Michelle, nobody.
One question for you. Do you think Paulie is playing a good game by winning all these comps, or because I feel like he's winning so much, but still he isn't much of a target? Unless he is
he's a target now. I feel like in the past 48 hours, Paulie has become a target because Frank is now on to Paulie. So now that Frank knows Paulie is coming after him, Frank is planting seeds with everybody like, Paulie is everything that you guys are saying I am. He's trying to run everything. So I think that's going to end up hurting Paulie. I also feel like production wants this to be Tiffany versus Paulie, Frank versus kind of Devon or Nicole.
Yeah.
I feel like that's really how production kind of is going to make the storyline go.
Probably.
Because Tiffany comes out of that DR, and I know we all speculate about it. She came out of the DR and went right to Frank. I always find it interesting when the people come out and walk to the one person, and then their whole strategy of the game has changed.
Yep.
And all of a sudden it's, I want to work with you. Like, it's very interesting.
I agree. Well, it'd be interesting. That's for sure.
It will 100 million% be interesting. Now, I'm making you wait because, of course, YouNow stopped. And this is this is where you can say stuff that only the playback people will get to see. So I say stuff like, Nicole has herpes, and then it's not live, and you don't have to worry about it. But, okay, now we are back on YouNow. Cleo, number one. Thank you for coming on the show and having super duper fun with us.
Thank you for inviting me. It's been a lot of fun.
Well, you're not going anywhere yet because I want to remind everybody of this again. Everybody that goes and follows Cleo on YouNow, MissCleoBB. I am not trying to go through your Twitter followers. I will pick 2 people on Monday and we'll do like a prize pack giveaway. But Cleo, tell the people all the places they can find you and I'll put them below the show.
Just follow me on Twitter at MissCleoBB.
That's it at MissCleoBB.
Yeah, it's just MissCleoBB on Twitter, whatever.
Okay, Cleo, what do you want to say to all the people who let like so many chat room? I'm horrible. I'm sorry. We had to catch up on the show. But what do you want to say to all the people that were here to see you?
Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. Thank you.
We appreciate all of you too, everybody in the world, unless you're Nicole. Go enjoy the feeds. Bye. Everybody.
Hey, just kidding. I love you.